Hello there, thank you for joining me for That's the Way It Is. I'm your host, BC. Today I'm going to talk about a video that I'd seen earlier in the week about racism. Okay, everybody in the world knows what racism is because everybody has faced it in one shape, form, or fashion. You know, even me, myself. You know, I'm not Caucasian or white, and you know, and I'm not black. So I basically gotten it from both sides of the field. Okay, now my thing is, I even got it from Hispanics. But my thing is, there, you know, to me, when it comes to race, and I've done a video about it, there's one race, and that's the human race. You know, and I imagine because this guy, I think the guy does good videos. I'm not calling any names, and you know, I respect him for a lot of things that he does say, but I'm sorry, racism is no longer the slave and master days. You know, you are who you make yourself to be. You know, and if you want your kids to achieve more than you need to raise them like they're going to achieve more than you. You know, and that's the whole deal. You know, and I don't even think that is really so much of a mindset as people think it is. Because, you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, you think black, you think of projects, things of that nature. That's no longer true. You got a lot of Hispanics and a lot of Caucasians that are in the projects now. You know, mostly from what I've been able to, well, what I've heard, been able to see, is a lot of Hispanics that are there. So the whole mindset of racism is a figment of one's mind. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, but I don't think it exists as much as people think it does. Now, me, I think that a guy got on the bandwagon of the Martin Luther King deal, and that's fine and dandy. But I think a lot of people, now I think Martin Luther King was a great speaker. Now, I think that, but I do think that people are taking what someone said, which is Mr. King, or Dr. King, they're taking what he said and twisting it to twisting it to what they want it to be. You know, the man said he had a dream. That's right, he had a dream that, and you know, and to me, I think in a lot of respects, we are living that dream. That, you know, basically that black and white, Hispanic, whoever, are going to be able to walk down the same street together. They're going to be able to shake hands together, work together, go to school together, all that. And guess what? All that has happened. You know? So the whole racism deal, I think is out the window. Now, what I do believe people have a preference. Now, some people, they like to date Hispanic. Some people like to date African American. You know, but it's all about taste. It's all about your preference. So the whole racist card, I don't believe in. Now, like I said, there is some racism out there, but it's not as widespread as people want to lead you to believe. You know, and if you still think that it is a major ongoing problem, then I think it's something, I think you're one of those who looks for it. You know, and it's sad because the world has changed. It's changed for the worse in a lot of respect, but when it comes to the racism part, it has changed. I mean, you got blacks and Caucasians marrying and having kids. You got a half black, half white president. I mean, you got blacks who own their own businesses. I mean, you got black movie stars. You got black pop stars. I mean, come on now. It's, you know, the whole slave and master deal is gone. You know, it's time for us to wake up and deal with what's going on now. Now, what's going on now is, you know, how we're doing, how we lead this country and what we're leaving behind for our kids, grandkids, and so forth. You know, I don't think we're doing a good job of taking care of ourselves, much less anybody else. I mean, because a lot of people are so self-absorbed, just like with this racism deal. You know, I hear it all the time. You know, people talking about, you know, oh, that's just racist, or, you know, something along that nature. It's not racist. Everything is not racist. You know, and that's something I'm tired of. Everything is not about racism. You know, the guy that's in the White House now, I don't agree with. I didn't even vote for him. And because I didn't vote for him, people say that, well, you're racist. No, it had nothing to do with it. I go by what people say. Now people are saying, you know what, you were on to something then. You know, they're saying, yeah, he didn't turn out to be so good. Because I listen to what people say. I go by the character of a person. And that's what we should do. Especially with something like that. You go by the character of a person. Now I'm gonna tell you what, if you're sitting in the interview and you're conducting the interview and you got 2 people to interview that day, and you got someone who's dressed up in a business suit who happens to be Caucasian, and they're there and they're giving you all the answers you would like to hear, and then you take somebody, what they call a thug, and put them up there in front of you, you know, with the bandana and, you know, pants halfway down his rear, and you know, a thug could be, I mean, it could be anything. Now it could be another white man. Let's say it's another white man, and you know, half of his shirt in, the other half hanging out. You know, shoes not tied. You know, and he's over there talking about, well, you know, I was in jail. You know, I told that woman she better have my money. Or, yeah, he didn't have my money for my stuff. So, you know, I had to shoot him. Who are you going to hire? You're going to hire the person with the best character. And, you know, and when it comes to voting and things like that, that's what I do. Even when it comes to talking to people, you know, I go by the character of the person. Now, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't go through life looking at the character of a person. You know, a lot of people go through life with an idea. And there's nothing wrong with an idea, but it's got to be an idea that's working. A lot of these ideas that's out there are not working, people. You know, like with the man in the White House. I don't think his ideas are working. I haven't seen anything come down the pipe that was any good for us. You know, so I don't even think he's for the people. Now, he might be for big business, but as far as people like me and you, I don't think he's for. But as far as getting back to the racism, I don't see it. I do see where people have a preference and other people have a problem with that. And I think it's crazy, but you know, that's the way life is. Get over it. Suck it up. There is no 40 acres and a mule. You know, that is gone. I've heard that before. Hey, I want 40 acres and a mule. Why not 2 mules? Why not 12 mules? Either way, you're not getting it. You know, there are other people who went through bad things that didn't get anything. So don't go through life thinking that you were done wrong. You were not done wrong. I mean, look at the Native Americans. You know, they had their whole lives changed. You know, they were beaten to death. They were drugged across countries. They was put on land that didn't have anything, and was told, this is your land, see what you can do with it. I mean, they were done wrong too. You don't have a day named after them. There's a lot of things they don't have. You know, but you know, so the whole racist card, it needs to be taken out of the deck, people. Grow up. Thank you for joining me.